What's up, everybody? This is Tye. Just wanted to say before we got into this interview, we went to Clemson with this guy, played on the football team with us, and he was even our roommate for 1 year. So just wanted to preface the video with that. Enjoy the interview. Guys, welcome back to Street Talk. This is Jake. That's Tye. If you haven't seen this guy on Netflix, oh baby, he's there on the front page, front and center, on the new Squid Games Netflix show. Player 432, Bryton Constantine. Welcome to the show, man. He's the one.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah, bro. I saw that trailer when it dropped. I was like, oh, that's cool. I heard they were doing this. I look at the picture and I see your face on there. And I was like, wait, what the hell? And I went and texted you immediately. And then it finally dropped. And you're like the main character, bro.
I tried, man. It took so long to come out, bro. We filmed it in January. I mean, I was in school with y'all whenever I was still at Clemson, and then I finally had to leave back in last December. We filmed in January, and I mean, it finally came out, so almost a year.
Where was the filming at? Where were you guys at?
I was in London.
Oh wow.
It was pretty cool. The red light, green light. The coolest part, red light, green light was filmed in a blimp hangar. So if you know how big a blimp really is.
Oh my god!
Know how big the hangar has to be, and I think it was like 300,000 square feet, dude. It was massive.
The sets looked insane.
Yeah, the sets were beautiful. They did a great job. So right when we got there, we had to stay in a hotel for 3 days, like isolate, make sure nobody had COVID, follow all the rules, turn in your phone, get the clothes, all of that good stuff, and just get adapted to everything that's going on. And we left. I don't know what day it was, but at 4 o'clock in the morning, they woke us up. We booked it to red light, green light, pulled up to the hangar. And crazy enough, it's where they filmed Inception and the first Batman in that hangar.
For real?
Yeah. Dang. And so we all got there to that set. And they wanted to eliminate people before we go to the bunks. And so we do red light, green light, eliminate over 250 people or whatever it was. And then we went to the set. It was just like this big movie production set with different I guess like barns, if you want to say, just like big buildings, and they were about 7 or 8 of them. And so one barn was the dorms, another was another challenge, another was another challenge. But you stayed in the dorms until you went to go do another challenge.
I seen you on the ground doing some push-ups while everybody was sleeping because everybody was snoring.
I literally could not sleep.
I seen some people coming out talking about pneumonia and stuff and injuries they got from there. I was assuming it was from the dormitory being all cold and whatnot.
No, so the dorms were fine. Red light, green light. Now you got to think about it. It's January in London, right? It's free. Like we didn't sign up for a beach trip to Hawaii. We didn't sign up for.
It's not too hot to handle, bro.
Yeah, exactly. We signed up for $4 million, and so red light, green light. It was cold because, I mean, you got to realize you can't heat up a 300,000 square foot building. You know how much money that's going to cost? And we knew that going into it. We knew that it was going to be cold, but it wasn't unbearable. Like it was cold, yes, but it wasn't anything crazy. The people that got hurt, it was most likely their fault, or they just kind of wanted to leave. Like somebody ran into a wall.
What?
Yeah, somebody ran. Dude,
which wall?
It's
the side walls.
You're supposed to just be running straight, right? It's probably about, I would say, 80 yards horizontally on where we were, and on the side, like there's a little thing on each wall where some of the cameras and stuff are. So it like protrudes out a little bit. You're like, you see it, you can clearly see it. And, yeah, somebody ran into it and apparently like hurt their shoulder or something.
They trying to get a case, bro. That's crazy. That chick in the squat, bro. Yeah. You were right next to her, bro. They showed a shot of you being like, what the hell is this girl? Like, she just fell and gave up.
It was that whole, the red light, green light as a whole was really, really good, but it was so long. And if you got caught in a bad position, you were toast. Like you were toast if you got caught in a bad position.
Yeah, because the timer said it was 5 minutes. I wanted to ask if that was real. Like, was it actually 5?
It was not actually 5 minutes. We filmed that for God knows how long. I think I was in there for like 6-7 hours.
No way, bro. 6-7 hours. That's crazy.
But we started. So for show purposes, yes, there's 5 minutes on the clock. clearly, as all of the cast knows, that wasn't the case. Whenever we had to stop, it wasn't standing still for like 15 to 20 seconds. It was like 15 to 20 minutes. You have to get every single shot. You have to make sure the camera catches everybody. You have to see who's moving, this, that, whatever. So yeah, if you got caught in a bad position, you were toast, because if you moved within that 10 to 15 minutes, you got eliminated. So now imagine only being able to move forward for about 3.5 seconds and then stopping for 10 to 15 minutes. And the doll is probably 70 yards away. Like, we filmed for like 6 or 7. I was standing up doing the challenge for probably like 6 hours.
Yeah, I've seen you in the shuffle technique. You were going down like a DB. Was that the play?
I mean, I don't know why nobody else wanted to like do it with me. I was trying to tell people, I'm like, hey, if you're running forward, it's much harder to stop than if you're shuffling sideways. Like, you only get 3.5 seconds to move. So stopping on a dime like that is really, really, really hard.
And then I noticed they were showing you a lot early on. How do they kind of create those storylines and like kind of know you're like the big personality you are? We've known Bryton for a while. Like, he stands out when he walks in the room. You're going to hear him, and they had the cameras on you right from the jump. So I was wondering if they interviewed you, or like at the beginning, like you were in your street clothes. Is that like before the show even starts?
Right. So you asked how they create a storyline. You create the storyline for yourself, depending on who you are. They don't pick and choose before you get there. They're not like, oh, this guy's going to be the main character, or this guy's going to be the villain, or this guy. Like, it's all depending on what you want to do, what you want to say. Nothing is scripted. They might tap you and be like, hey, go hold this conversation, but they don't tell you what to say. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So the street clothes interview was after I was done, because that's whenever they were able to realize the character that I was for the show. So that's how you can edit it and put it back together.
That makes sense.
Going into it, I kind of knew that I was going to be a little bit of a character, because I saw everybody else that was there, and I was like, oh God, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw this one guy calling you a frat boy on the staircase on that one scene. But I wanted to know how it got to that point. Like, what was going on before that situation started? Like, when because it just got to the good part when you were confronting him. But like, how did it build up to that?
I'm actually so happy you asked that question, because nobody asked that question. They only see what happened on the screen, and they don't even care what happened before. So it was player 198, and if I'm going to be really honest, he is like the actual villain. Like, camera's not rolling, off camera. To everybody on the show, that's the villain. Like, he was pouring water on people in their sleep. Like,
what?
Real. His social media is doing stuff like that. Like, he messes with people all the time. And I didn't know that. And so once I got to talking to him, I was like, all right, we started talking about football. We started talking about all these other sports. So where he's from, cricket is very prominent. And I wanted to learn about cricket. I always see it on my feed, but I can never follow it because I don't know what's going on. So I was asking him, I'm like, how do you score? Like, what's this? Like, what's that? Blah, 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 blah. And he was explaining it to me. And then I was explaining football to him. And that's where everything went sideways. He was like, I was explaining the rules and all this other stuff, and he was just making fun of it. He was like, oh, like, why do you do that? And I can't. And I was just like, dude, I don't make the fucking rules. Like, I don't make the rules. Go ask somebody else. But he was just going off and off and off, and started to disrespect like America and like what America stood for. And I don't like disrespect. And so there's nothing wrong with being a frat boy. I have plenty of friends that are in fraternities, but he was trying to disrespect me. And so that's whenever the tables turned. And I was like, all right, dude, you gotta chill with that.
And then right after that, Karma's a bitch. He got on the phone call, and he was trying to hand it to you, bro. I mean, he was trying to convince everyone to pick it up. But
he had your number, bro. He picked up that phone 2 times. He's like, I want to get this guy out.
Imagine wanting to eliminate somebody so bad. Like, I don't know how you can be riding me that hard. Imagine wanting to eliminate me so bad that you do it to yourself. I would be sick.
Yeah, bro, that was awesome.
Dude, his face looked like he was in panic mode, like towards the end of that thing.
He was bad at it. Like, if you want to convince
he was like, pick it up.
So bad. It's this simple. Somebody called, like, imagine I went to go pick up the phone, right? If I go pick it up, I'm turning to the first person I see, and I'm like, oh, they want to talk to you.
Yeah, they said they want to talk to your number. Boom. That's what I was thinking.
Bro's walking across the room.
Do you want a chocolate muffin? No.
Chocolate muffin. Yeah. Look at chocolate muffin.
I just wanted to jump to one of these things before we get too far into it. Bro, the door scene was hilarious. They got to select a door and agree, and then Bryton steps up to bat. And well, let's just say he gets the job done. And this guy on the end, the poor umbrella guy, dude. What are your thoughts on him? I just want to get your thoughts.
That's Spencer, and Spencer is an interesting type of guy. You know, everybody's different. Everybody is raised different. Everybody has different emotions, different feelings. As you can tell, I was not. Okay, let me see how to work.
I see you jazzing, bro. Come on.
He's a good guy, you know, but it's just a cliche saying that nice guys finish last. And especially in a competition show, I'm looking out for myself. I'm not looking out for anybody else. I hate when people get on screen and they want to act all nice and act like they're looking out for people and
like grandma, bro.
I love Leanne. Leanne's cool. Leanne, just I don't know. No disrespect, but I don't know how that much emotion can come out of you knowing that you are just not going to win the game or win the challenge, you know? It'll be like, you don't cry when you lose the lottery. So why are you crying right now? It just confuses me a little bit.
But you're talking about before y'all even went to the doors, but then he started bawling when he made the decision for his whole line because then he knew that it was his fault.
Yeah, he already crying. He was crying before we went into the room.
I know, yeah.
Because he knew he was going up against me.
Yeah. Oh, bro, he tried to get big, bro. He tried to get big.
Yeah.
Like he started to get like he was trying to yell at you.
Hey.
You're like, hey, bro.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
It was so weird that everybody knew, and once again, this is in the most respectful way possible. Everybody knew that I was one of the strongest or whatever people there. And then everybody knew that he was kind of on the opposite side of that. And my line was telling me, they were like, look, you got this. And I was like,
dude,
I know the cameras are rolling, but if I look like an asshole, just you got my back. But I'm glad I can I'm glad I could save 75% of the other people. You know, I knew that I was going to be able to help the other three lines and just be hated by the other line.
Hate him or love him, you saved those guys' lives for sure. A lot of those umbrella guys went down. Some of them came out. Did you talk to them about that? How did they do that?
I think I don't know how many came out. I think it was only 2 or 3 of them that came out. And so whenever I saw them come out, they all came up to me. They were like, look, I hated you in the moment, but I do want you to know I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And they hated their line leader much more than they hated me. Which is understandable because you got to do what you got to do. Like, there's no way I'm about to just go stand up there and go home. I just watched two groups of people in front of me go home. But he's got to do what you got to do.
And then speaking of hidden leaders, the battleship sequence, you kind of started to take charge towards the end. I thought you were going to get out of there. I was like, oh my gosh, like everything's going your way towards the end. Like when they were just choosing around your ship. That sucks to get off the show like that.
Yeah, it was I will say this much. If I were to get eliminated anyway, it should have been that. And because it was out of my control, I couldn't have done anything about it. It made my story better. You know, it was better than just getting picked by somebody to get eliminated.
Yeah, because that was definitely going to happen. Like, because they sent them back to the dormitories. They kicked out like 10 people, 12 people.
I would have been one of those people.
I was gonna say, what would you have done to like try to avoid getting picked?
I mean, I don't really know what I could have done. I'm not just gonna go kiss people's ass to stay on the show. Like, I can't. It's just that warship game. I vouched for myself a little bit, you know, off camera, that what y'all didn't get to see. I vouched for myself a little bit to become captain, but my team, you can see it on the screen. All of my team is talking, and I'm just like in the back. And the only reason I'm in the back is because I raised my hand and I told them, I was like, hey, like I should be captain, blah, 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 blah. And they blew it off. And I was like, all right, y'all got it. I was like, all right, y'all got it. Let's see how this shit goes. And I got in my 2-person boat, had it all the way at the back. And my captain, let's do a switch. Let's put the smallest boat at the front of the board. Since when do you put a wide receiver at left tackle? Never.
Yeah, bro.
And I was sick. I knew I was gone whenever I switched.
Did you have to fight for that 2-man boat? Like I bet there was some argument there as well, like getting in the 5-man and the 2-man.
Oh yeah, I told them straight up. I said, look, if y'all aren't gonna let me become captain, then I'm getting in the 2-man boat.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's valid.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
That's so sad it happened that way, man.
I saw the old man said he was gonna get a tattoo of his number. Do you have any plans of doing that?
I do actually. I want to get a tattoo of my number because I want to make a video out of it. You know, I want it to be a memorable moment. I want it to be something where people are like, oh, what's that? What does that stand for? What does that mean? Because it's the beginning of my career in television. You know, I'll be doing television for hopefully a while, and this is the start of it. So 432. Because I'm the one is
bro, you always read with those Instagram captions.
It'll definitely be getting tatted on me. I don't know where, I don't know how big, don't know how small, but it'll eventually get on me somewhere.
That's cool. Did you get to keep your tracksuit? Because those are pretty sweet.
I didn't get to keep my tracksuit. Some people ordered their own and this, that, whatever. I didn't get to keep my tracksuit, but I did take my little patch with me, shoved it in my pocket, and hit the road.
All right.
There you go.
There you go, man. That's dope.
I was gonna ask, when these people are like getting eliminated, are they asked to fall over and act like they're dying? Like, what was the deal with that?
You could tell.
They were like, whenever your packet explodes, just fall over, because that's number one. It helps people know that you're eliminated, and it's also better for the camera. Now, I will say this much: a few people took it too far. Oh shit! Wanted their little camera time action. It was really dramatic, but I'm glad I never had to fall over, because I probably would have made the biggest scene possible when my
like a bunch of like,
Goodbye, cruel world. Rosebud.
Take one out with you.
I think we covered pretty much all of it. We appreciate you doing this. Pleasure watching you on the show. You really brought that energy. Like the last few episodes without you, like didn't have as much juice. Right. It might be because I know you, but like I think you brought the energy, bro, and we were happy to see you in the show, and it was a good time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I hope this comes soon, bro. I hope I can come link up with y'all soon up in Nashville, up in Ohio, and yeah, y'all keep grinding, bro. I see all y'all's videos. You know, y'all are doing good. Just keep grinding.
Appreciate it,
bro. Appreciate you, man.
See you,
my boys.
Yeah, we'll hop on the game if you want to.